Welcome to Mainland Television's Nelson Regional Station. I'm Graham O'Brien, and in today's news, Beacon search finds man, missing girl located, no winners with job losses, protesters perch on hillside, soldier to appear for museum tribute, and Tasman Marcos circling for a win. A 42-year-old Christchurch man was rescued by the Nelson Marlborough Rescue Helicopter after he became unwell while tramping and fishing in the Nelson Lakes National Park. The man was part of a group of friends who activated their emergency locator beacon when his condition worsened. At approximately 1 p.m. on Wednesday the 1st of October, RCCNZ in Wellington received the beacon activation and dispatched the helicopter to conduct a search. The group was quickly located in a clearing near the Travis Valley, where the male was assessed and treated by the on-board intensive care paramedic before being flown to Nelson Hospital for further care. We are pleased to say that the girl Olivia Reynes has been located on Wednesday afternoon in Christchurch. Police would like to thank those members of the public who assisted in providing information on her whereabouts, and police are currently speaking with Olivia and no further information is currently available. 130 Nelson workers are now looking at losing their jobs with Sealord's announcement last week, with Sealord's General Manager Doug Paulin coming out saying these recently announced redundancies could be a boost to Nelson's economy. Neville Donaldson of the Service and Food Workers Union has spoken out about this statement and the issues he believes are real for those left without jobs. I caught up with Neville at the Port Nelson this week. We're down here this morning at Sealord's Wharf talking to Neville Donaldson from the union about what's happening with Sealord's. Neville, Sealord's General Manager is saying that these redundancy could be a boost to the Nelson's economy. What's your statement on that?
Yeah, I've got to say I was absolutely amazed to see that in the article on the paper the other day. I mean, I don't know how taking 150 people out of work is going to boost this economy. You might get a spike when they all get to spend their redundancy pay, but once that's gone, then you've got 150 people who, other than what they get on a benefit, have got nothing else to spend. So there's no way this is going to boost the economy. It's going to put real pressure on the Nelson economy, losing this many jobs.
And you're dealing with these workers, and how are they feeling at this time?
Well, I think it's pretty fair to say that the whole site's absolutely dumbfounded. They were not expecting this announcement. There was no indicators that, in fact, there was any intention to downsize further. The people who are directly affected, absolutely gutted. I mean, they've spent the last 3-4 years trying to make this place more productive, more profitable. Even the company themselves have admitted that by cooperation they've taken $2 million out of the costs over the last 2 years. But the thanks for that appears to be that they're no longer going to have a job.
Yeah, it's pretty tough, all right. And has there been any new developments that you can tell us about?
Not at this stage. We're at the very early process of consultation. As I said earlier, I mean, we were taken by surprise, the workers were taken by surprise. Normally you have most of the facts in front of you, you know what you're dealing with and you can sort of sit down and resolve it. But in this instance, because we weren't expecting it, there was no information, we're having to start from scratch and just build up an understanding of what's gone wrong, what's created the problem that requires that level of job loss, how we'd look after the interests of those people to the best of our ability, whether we can save some of those jobs. So that's the process we commenced yesterday.
Sure. And do you think this is a case of the companies maximising their profits at the community's cost?
Well, I think it's certainly a case of maximising profits, which, I mean, in its own right for a business isn't surprising. But I think this particular business has both a social and moral obligation around employment, looking for opportunities for career pathing for Māori. So it's a bit disturbing from my perspective to see this company setting the trend where I think there are other ways of dealing with it, and that's what we'll be talking about over the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Great. And have you been in touch with APS about the supposed re-employment of these workers?
Well, we have had preliminary discussions with APL around the loss of jobs for their people, the opportunity for ongoing employment, but our understanding is that employment in Nelson at the moment is limited to those seasonal areas of the vineyards, the orchards, etc. There is no permanent full-time work out there and available. There's a high level of unemployment. and all Sealord's announcement's going to do prospectively is take around 5 to 6 million out of the economy. It's going to increase unemployment by 3.5%, and there is no jobs there for them. That's our understanding.
And thanks very much, Neville, and good luck with all the work that you're doing.
Thanks a lot, mate. Thank you. Okay.
Mainland TV has just become more local, having acquired a new address. Chrissy Small spoke with director Gary Watson about what this means for viewers.
Got some exciting news, Gary.
Yeah, we've been, like thousands of other people around New Zealand, sitting on the page for registering websites at 1 p.m. yesterday when the .nz websites became available. So we now have mainlandtv.nz, so keeps it nice and simple. So over the coming weeks, we've got the emails all set up now, and we've got all the hosting, we've got everything all in place, and it's all fine. It took us a couple of hours to do, but it means that the 7-media.net site will still stay there. It's got a lot of information on it, but if anyone is wanting any information about Mainland TV, just www.mainlandtv.nz. So nice and easy to find us.
Great.
So we're delighted with that.
Right, and of course that will have all the links to our programs as well.
TV Guide, video on demand, you can watch the news online, you can watch a lot of the programming online. Most of our channels you can click on, and that will take you direct to the actual stream, and so you don't have to be sitting in front of your TV all the time anymore, which is all good. It's all part of the kind of growth and the changes in technology. We don't care how people watch us. The delivery platforms are changing, but we'll be everywhere. We've bought our TV licenses long term, so it's quite exciting.
Right, and of course we're still on Face TV on the weekends for the news.
We're on Sky Channel 83 on a Saturday at 4:30 p.m. and also on Sunday nights at 9:30 p.m. That's the news, and then on Monday nights at 9:30 we have the Issues program. So that's progressing along there nicely. And another thing, while we're talking about news, is that we've got a new TV channel coming shortly that we're going to put on air, and we're just signing up the contract details at the moment. But we'll keep that secret. We'll just sit on that at the moment.
Okay.
But it's a nice channel. We've been monitoring it here for a wee while, and I think people are going to love it. So anyway, watch the space on that one. So.
Great. Okay. Well, it's ever changing and constantly entertaining.
Local members of Clean Energy Action have gone a step higher in Nelson to get their message across, gathering at the centre of New Zealand to send a message of solidarity to the people of Northland in their struggle against Norwegian oil company Statoil, who holds a 15-year exploration permit for deep sea oil. Seismic testing in the Arctic Barents Sea, commissioned by the Norwegian Petroleum, has been stopped 1 month ahead of schedule, 4 days after Greenpeace exposed it to the media. But off the coast of Northland and New Zealand waters, Norwegian oil giant Statoil is due to begin seismic testing in December. Northland community groups have demanded Statoil cancel its seismic testing program to protect the life in the Tiranga Basin. At least 4 whales have stranded on far north beaches in the past 6 weeks, raising concerns from hapu and environmentalists that sonar and seismic surveying for oil and gas, which has already been carried out by other oil companies off Northland's west coast, could have contributed to the deaths. I went up to the centre of New Zealand hillside to find out what Clean Energy Action were up to, and spoke with Verena Mauda, spokesperson for the Clean Energy Action. We're up on the top of centre of New Zealand with the oil rigs being constructed and some people up here. I mean, they don't look like oil workers, so we've got Verena here to tell us what's going on.
Hi Graham, really nice to see you this morning. Well, we've set up this oil rig up here to raise awareness about the threat of deep sea oil, which is currently really being pushed in New Zealand. And these people here are actually leaders of community groups in Nelson that in the past 3 years have been campaigning on several different issues, but it also leads towards our desire for a sustainable future. And personally, I'm from Clean Energy Action, and I'm really passionate about creating a sustainable New Zealand where we don't have to rely on fossil fuels.
Excellent. And there's been a lot of protests and marches against climate change lately. Why today? Why are you doing this protest today?
So today is the third day of the Petroleum Summit up in Auckland at Sky City, of all places. Our government gambling with the future of New Zealand, but we are doing this today as a follow-on of the actions that have preceded. Like 2 days ago, the big hikoi, Waihopapa Moana hikoi has come down from Northland and congregated in Auckland and marched on to Sky City. Over 1,000 people were at that hikoi, so it is substantial. And then yesterday, a series of actions have been rolled out from Greenpeace activists busting Simon Bridges' opening speeches at the Petroleum Summit to Oil Free Wellington dropping a banner of Statoil's headquarters. So we are just doing our bit to send out our message of solidarity, really.
Excellent, well done. Thanks very much from all of us.
Thank you.
As a special treat at the end of the holidays, the museum have arranged for a soldier in full World War I uniform to be at the museum from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Saturday the 11th of October. He will be dressed as many of the regional men would have been as part of the Nelson's Regiment. Museum CEO Peter Millward has put out an invitation for people to come along and take a selfie to post on their Facebook page. He said that while you are there, you can check out the science and technology theme in the education space. You can check out the new WW100 pages on the museum's website, which now includes diary entries as well as stories and pictures related to local families. It's at www.100.nelsonmuseum.co.nz. And finally, the Tasman Marcos are surpassing all expectations this season, coming up through the ranks as the underdog, going toe-to-toe with the big guns in the ITM Cup and sitting pretty at the top in equal position with Taranaki of the 2014 ITM Premiership. I spoke with Tasman Rugby CEO Tony Lewis about their team and the readiness for their upcoming matches. Okay, Tony, great turnout last weekend. Can you tell us how you feel about that?
Oh, look, it was 6,500 people on a Sunday afternoon in Nelson. You couldn't get better. You know, Sunday sport, that's where it's all about. So we were wrapped with the crowd. We had a lot of promotions going on, obviously with the Onesies Day, obviously the Farmlands Family Day, and also with the bouncy castles for the kids. So I think we covered every avenue for people to come and have a good time as a family.
Yeah, sure. It looked like everyone had a fantastic time. A bit nerve-wracking for you with Otago leading the way from the majority of the game?
No, I suppose not so much for me, because I was been told by Kieran he had a plan, and his plan was a little bit different. All the teams sort of worked out how he coaches the team and the way they played, so he had a different plan for Otago. And if you're watching it carefully, you would have seen the ball probably didn't go out as wide as much, and he was just wearing them down. So you trust your coach. He's paid the big dollars to make the big calls, and he got it right on the day, so full credit to him.
Yeah, excellent, sure does. Canterbury is looming up this weekend. How confident is Marcos on their home ground?
Oh, look, at the end of the day, it's another game at the office. The boys will prepare well, the coaches will do their job, and we'll go down there, and we're nothing better than, you know, kick up a bit of a fuss and put them away. But Canterbury, a very strong team. They haven't won 6 ITM trophies in a row without being that way. So we'll go down there as the little brother. We'll try our hardest and see if we can cause an upset.
Hey, fantastic. And you've only got the two games left in the season, and the following game after that is Counties. Sunnyville Williams for Counties. How's the team feeling about facing up against someone like this?
Well, from an office perspective, we're wrapped. I've been telling my office staff that the Roosters were going to go, that Sunnyville will be playing that game, and it's turned out that way. So to have Sunnyville Williams in Blenheim, in Tasman, to play a game, it's a lifetime experience for the kids and the families. I'll never ever see him again. Not only is he a great rugby player, he's a great sportsman. So from a purely marketing perspective, absolutely fantastic. From a team perspective, well, he hasn't played rugby for 2 years, so he may be, that sort of gap that we can exploit. I'm very confident that Kieran Fonatia and Tom Marshall, David Havili, they're as good as players as he is on their day, so we'll just wait and see how we go.
Can you give us any insider information on any coming up promotions that was as good as the last week's one?
Look, I think we'll do one better this time. This is a classical day that we're going to run. It's called Ladies' Day in Blenheim, sponsored by Yellands and Thomas's. And the idea is Dad takes the kids to the football. Mum comes along too. As they go in the gate, she disappears left. We've got a marquee tent up there. We've got wine, we've got nibbles, we've got makeup presentations, we've got music playing. Dad will take the kids away. He'll entertain them for the whole time and pick Mum up 3 hours later. She should be pampered, well looked after, and it should be a great day. So that's Ladies' Day. Obviously the key then was we'll try and get Sonny Bill over there as a special guest, but we're trying to make every game a little bit themed, so people come and it's something special when they want to go there. They have a great experience. My belief in rugby is if your experience is great, whether it's a player, coach or a spectator, you always come back, and that's what we're trying to do.
Excellent, fantastic. I think you're going to get record attendance for that one.
Well, we could have a couple of prizes, the First Lady to rock on the field and kiss Sonny Bill. That would be interesting, but no, we can't do anything like that. I think we'll get attendances because people can see that we're trying to make it a real true family experience, and we're catering for the different levels of the family. So I'd encourage anyone from Melbourne and Blenheim to get there. The people on this side of the hill, get in their cars and get over. It's a once in a lifetime experience to watch Sonny Bill live, and we should be aiming for a crowd of 8,000 plus.
Fantastic, all the best, and we're all behind you.
Thanks very much.
Yes, good. In a Lady Days coup, Sonny Bill Williams will make a special appearance for Counties Manukau at Lansdowne Park, Blenheim on Sunday the 12th of October at 4:35 p.m. For more information on who is playing in the Marco's team against Canterbury on the weekend, you can go to our Mainland Television Nelson New Zealand page on Facebook and see the list there. After the break, we'll bring you the latest weather update and some events and happenings coming up from around the region.